and welcome at GG Ice Challenge, and here with me is Snappi from Team Heroic. So hello sir, how are you doing?
Thank you, I'm doing good.
So your team is on the rise recently, so tell me please, what makes your roster so much better than the previous iterations?
I think that lately we haven't been as good as we was before the Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we were just slow starters, I guess, getting going. And I feel like our practice this last week have been pretty good. So hopefully we can show the form we had 2 months ago here at the Ice Challenge.
Yeah, so just in January you had a couple of tournaments. So how did you keep yourself in shape? So how much time did you spend practicing?
We spent a typical practice day is like 11 to 19, so 8 hours. And then there's individual training on the side. So I guess it can vary from everything from 8 to 16 hours, depending on if you use the day to grind all day or if you take a chill day sometimes.
Okay, in such an active play, so how often do you replace your mouse pad?
I think like every fourth, fifth, I don't replace it. I guess that might be often, every 4th month or something, like 3 times a year, I guess, something like that.
Okay, so you guys seem to have incredible chemistry inside your team. So what's the secret behind it? How did you develop such a great bonding with these guys?
I think it's about telling your teammates what you feel when you get annoyed, and try to talk about it before it becomes a major issue. I think that if you have problems that just lie underneath the surface that you don't talk about, then it's just going to grow bigger, and eventually someone is going to get replaced, and that's what happened in previous teams I've been in, and I don't want that to happen. So we try to talk about the things that aren't so pleasant. I think that's a key.
So, and the communication is really great.
Yeah, the communication is great. Like, there's also a lot of positive stuff, but I think you also have to talk about the issues when they arise, so they don't grow bigger.
So, and aside from all the communication, we also have the gameplay, and recently we had a new update with some major changes. So Mirage is one of your best maps recently. So what was your reaction after these all changes and the bench?
I think the top mid change is fine. The bench, I think when you get used to it, it's going to be fine. I think the B change is probably the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize how big the change is when they removed they lowered the B plat, because now you can't jump spot anymore, and that's what every B player did. Like, I don't know if that's why they removed it, mm-hmm. but B just became a lot harder to hold as a CT for sure. On train, I think it's a very good update opening the skybox. It's going to open up some possibilities on a very CT-sided map.
And what about Dust 2?
And Dust 2 is absolutely terrible.
It's so? Because I've heard different opinions.
No, it's absolutely terrible. I mean, it could be fine. There's a couple of things. I think it's good to open the skybox, but the problem is that long is already the hardest position to hold early round. So you have to commit 3 or maybe 4 guys to long just to hold it. And then B is going to be hard to hold, and they can get the info from mid, so it's just way too T-sided. I think Dust 2 could actually be a pretty good map. With the skyboxes opened, I think what they need to do is close the gap so the T's can get early info, and then they need to put the spawns more in the same place as T, because the problem is that T-side is very random, and I think that you can get a good T-side just by getting good spawns, and I think that's not a good place to have CS in. That luck and RNG is a big factor to T-side. So I think Dust 2 is in an absolutely terrible state. I think it's the worst map in the pool by far.
Well, so speaking about the map pool, would you like it to be increased from 7 to, let's just say, 9 or 11?
No, definitely not. I think it's already hard to practice 7 maps. If you make it 9, it's just going to be even harder. So no, 7 is already enough. I think 5 would also be good.
5?
Yes.
Wait,
that's
I don't know.
And just have some maps in rotation. So 7 is already a lot. 9 is too much.
So which map would you like to be replaced or added in the next map rotation?
If Dust 2 stays the same way, it's absolutely the worst map. So Dust 2 for sure. I think it's much worse than Vertigo, which is not good either. Couple is surely a map I want to get in. Couple got a lot of flagged for being a bad map before, but I think that's just people not moving forward, because when they changed the plateau with the stairs, a couple actually became a great map. People were talking about you cannot get map control as CT, which also is just bullshit in my opinion, because A is only about map control. So I don't see how it really is much different from a map as Overpass, where you don't get a lot of CT control as the B player either, but you have a lot of space to work with on A. I think Couple was kind of similar, and the only reason why Couple got so much flag is because before they introduced the staircase on B, it was just a horrible map because one guy could go out and create havoc. But I think Couple introduced actually in the old version would be more than fine.
Okay, so regarding your, like, not your personal, but your team progress and all the other stuff, so what, in your opinion, do you need to work on to finally, let's just say, be one of the best world team, not just European team?
I think we still need to develop as a team. We haven't had, I think we had this roster for 2.5 months, maybe now, maybe even 3 months now with Kadian. So it's still early days for the team. I think we just need a little bit more time, and then maybe everyone needs to add 2 or 3% individually, which I think is very possible. And if that happens, then I'm sure we can enter the top 10 very easily.
So, just since you mentioned top 10, let's just summarize it this way. So, when are you going to finally be in top 10?
When we win this tournament.
Oh, we hope so. We hope to see this best play of yours and you winning this tournament. Okay, so thank you. Good luck.
You.